Good morning. Today we will discuss independent branches. Independent branches are those branches which keep full system of bookkeeping in their own books. So, the accounts are maintained by the branches themselves and they do not depend on the head office to have their accounts maintained. So, such type of branches are called independent branches. So far we have discussed only 4 types of dependent branches. These are the dependent branches. Now coming to the independent branches, the main difference is they will keep their own system of own set of books of accounts. So here before going to prepare the head office account in the books of the branch and branch account in the books of the head office, let us discuss some important entries, important transactions which one needs to be very careful. So first one is regarding the transfer entry. Transfer entry means when goods are transferred from one branch to another branch, how it will be passed in the books of the head office and how it will be passed in the books of the branch, both the transferor branch and the transferee branch. So, we will be doing the entries in the books of head office first and then in the books of branches. And here we will write the, in this case we will write the transactions first of all transfer. In case of frequent inter-branch transactions, whether it is cash or whether it is goods, each branch records them as if they are with the head office. Actually, suppose from Cuttack branch to Bhubaneswar branch something will be transferred, some goods will be transferred, but it will be viewed as if Cuttack branch has returned it to the head office. Suppose the head office is at Delhi and Delhi is again sending it to Bhubaneswar branch. So, like this it will be treated, the accounting treatment at least will be like this. Although the physical stock need not be transferred to Delhi and from Delhi to Bhubaneswar, it is not required, but the accounting entries will be through that only. So, here the receiving branch, suppose some goods have been sent by branch A to branch B. Branch A is the transferor branch and branch B is the transferee branch, one who receives. In the books of the head office, what will be the entry? The head office will write receiving branch account debited to sending branch. This will be the entry. In the books of the head office, this will be the entry. Now, coming to the books of the transferor, transferor branch, what he will record? They will record as if they are sending the goods to the head office. So, head office account debited to goods sent to branch or to branch stock, they will write to goods sent to branch account or to bills payable account or to bank account if cash is given, whatever is there. So, even though it is not sent to the head office, but the entry will be as if with the head office we are transacting. So, the entry will be head office account debited to goods sent to branch account if goods are sent. If a bill has been accepted which is drawn by another branch, then also we will be writing head office account debited to bills payable account. If some cash is being sent, some remittance is made to another branch, then it will be head office account debited to bank account. But in the books of the transferee, one who receives all these goods, they will write goods sent to branch account debited, bills receivable account debited, bank account debited to head office account. Mind you, here head office is not the giver. Even if head office is not the giver, they will credit head office, they do not know the other branch, like this. So, in the books of the transferor branch, this entry will be passed, in the books of the transferee branch, this entry will be passed. This is regarding the transfer. Receiving branch is the branch which is having, suppose in the year there are several transactions of transfers by one branch to another branch. Ultimately, it will be seen how much is the total amount. The total amount, one who is the transferor branch is receiving more or giving more. If it is receiving more, then that account will be debited, branch account will be debited, and the branch who has given more will be credited with the net amount. So, this will be the first entry. Second entry will be regarding reconciliation. What is reconciliation? When one branch has received some goods, that means it will credit the head office. Suppose for example, 1 lakh rupees worth of goods have been sent by the head office to the branch, but the branch has received only 80,000 rupees worth of goods, and the last consignment of 20,000, although has been dispatched by the head office, it has not yet been received by the branch. So, if the head office does not know regarding that, head office will debit the branch with 1 lakh. Head office debits the branch with 1 lakh to goods sent to branch, and the branch records head office account is credited by goods sent to branch only 80,000. So, there is no reconciliation. He is telling, head office is telling branch that you are a debtor to the extent of 1 lakh because I have sent goods. Head office, sorry, branch is telling, no, we have received only 80,000 rupees worth of goods. So, 20,000 rupees worth of goods are called goods in transit. For that, who will pass the entry? Either the head office or the branch can transfer, but not both. So, the entry will be goods in transit account debited to branch account. This will be the entry. And if the entry has been passed in the books of the head office, the branch should not pass any entry. Again, one more thing is cash in transit. Suppose the branch has sent cash and debited the head office, but the head office has not received. That means this is cash in transit. For the cash in transit also, when reconciliation will be made, either the branch or the head office can pass the entry, but not both. So, if the head office charges this, I mean passes this entry, he will write cash in transit account debited to branch account. Here there will be no entry, but if the branch passes this entry, then it will be cash in transit debited to head office account, and in that case there will be no entry in the books of the head office. If there is, if the entry is passed in the books of the head office, there will be no entry in the books of the branch, and if the entry will be passed in the books of the branch, then there will be no entry in the books of the head office. Either of them will have to pass the entry. Both goods in transit and cash in transit entry can be passed in the books of the head office, or both can be also transferred in the, can be passed in the books of the branch. One in the head office books, one in the branch also can be done. So, there is no restriction. Only one restriction is that either the head office or the branch will have to pass the entry for either goods in transit or cash in transit or for both. So, both will not pass the entry for the same transaction. That is the only thing we should be cautious about. Then coming to different adjustments. The first adjustment is regarding the fixed assets. Generally, the branch fixed assets are maintained in the books of the head office. It is usual that although there are some fixed assets in the branch, it is purchased by the head office and it is owned by the head office, but it is used in the branch office. Branch usually does not maintain the account of the fixed assets. So, branch fixed assets are not maintained there. So, for purchase of branch fixed assets, for purchase of branch fixed assets, that means for the branch, suppose the head office has purchased some assets, say furniture worth rupees 60,000. So, who has made the payment, we have to see. No doubt it belongs to the head office, but that 60,000 rupees has been given by the head office or by the branch. If the head office has given, then they will write branch fixed assets account debited to bank if purchased by head office. That means head office has given the cash. Now, in this case, what will the entry in the books of the branch? It is belonging to the head office. This fixed assets account is maintained in the books of the head office. Money has been also spent by the head office. So, the branch will not pass any entry. But if it is purchased by the branch, that means branch has given the money. If purchased by the branch, that means branch has given money for purchase of these assets, the entry will be in the books of the head office, branch fixed assets account debited branch fixed assets account debited to branch account, because the branch will be credited. It is just like taking a loan from the branch and purchasing the branch fixed assets. So, the entry will be branch fixed assets account debited to branch account, and in this case there will be some entry passed in the books of the branch, because they have given cash. Cash account is being credited. So, they will write, they cannot write branch fixed assets account debited, because they do not maintain that account. So, what they will do is they will make head office responsible. So, head office account debited to cash account or bank account. They can write this entry, head office account debited to cash account. Then so, you have passed all the entries regarding the purchase of fixed assets. Now, we will go to the depreciation of these fixed assets. The use of the branch assets, branch fixed assets are made by the branch. So, from the head office point of view, the branch should be debited with that amount, because the branch fixed assets account are maintained by us, definitely they are decreasing due to the depreciation, they will be credited. So, the entry will be branch account debited to branch fixed assets account. And coming to the books of the branch, because they have already used it and depreciation has been charged, the depreciation must go to the profit and loss account. But if the profit and loss account has been already prepared by the branch, they will be now debiting the branch PL account and crediting the head office account. So, the entry will be branch PL account or PL account debited to head office account. PL account here means branch PL account. PL account debited to head office account. This will be for the depreciation on the branch fixed assets. Now, if some expenses, say advertisement, has been spent rupees 1 lakh, but the head office wants that the branch should also bear some expenses out of it, some part of it, this expenditure. Say 10,000 rupees will have to be borne by the branch, then what entry will be passed? In this case, we can write for expenses of the head office to be borne by the branch. If on advertisement 1 lakh rupees has been already spent by the head office, they must have recorded it like this, say advertisement account debited to bank account. But out of this advertisement 1 lakh, only 90,000 belongs to the head office, 10,000 belongs to the branch. So, if the branch agrees to bear 10,000 rupees out of the 1 lakh rupees, then our or the head office will assume that only 90,000 should be charged to the profit and loss account, so far as advertisement account is concerned. So, that advertisement account should be debited with 90,000 only, but it has already been debited with 1 lakh. So, it will have to be credited with that 10,000, but advertisement account has already been closed. So, it has been already transferred to the head office profit and loss account. So, the profit and loss account will be now credited, instead of the advertisement account being credited, the profit and loss account will be credited. So, to profit and loss account. Mind you, this profit and loss account belongs to the head office. This is head office profit and loss account, say 10,000. What will be debited? Branch account will be debited. That branch which is responsible to bear this 10,000 rupees advertisement expenditure will be debited. Branch account debited 10,000 to profit and loss account. Similarly, in the branch, they will debit their profit and loss account, because they cannot write advertisement account anymore, because the account has already been closed and transferred to the profit and loss account. So, they will write profit and loss account debited to head office account. This will be the entry in the books of the branch. Next one will be At this stage, head office account will be opened in the books of the branch and branch account will be opened in the books of the head office, because we have made all the reconciliations, all the adjusting entries, etc. So, depreciation entry, all the entries has already been passed. So, the balance as per the branch of the head office account, that means the head office will open one account of the branch account. Similarly, in the books of the branch one head office account will be there. So, there must be some balance and those balances will be adjusted through these entries. After passing these entries, actually they should agree. Both the head office and the branch account will appear the trading and profit, and they will prepare the trading and profit and loss account also. In addition to preparing the head office account in the books of the branch and branch account in the books of the head office, they will prepare their own profit and loss account also, that is trading and profit and loss account. Then by preparing the profit and loss account, the branch and the head office will know what are their profits. So, for transfer of branch profit to head office profit and loss account, for transfer of branch profit to head office profit and loss account, because ultimately the profit belongs to the head office. So, here the entry will be branch account debited to profit and loss account. What about the, mind you, this profit and loss account belongs to the head office. So, head office profit and loss account is getting credited by branch for the profit earned by the branch. For this same transaction, what will be the entry in the books of the branch? Because the profit belongs to the head office and we have to give it to the head office, we can write profit and loss account, that is the net profit, debited to head office account. So, we can write profit and loss account debited to head office account. This profit and loss account belongs to the branch. This is branch PL account, this is branch PL account, this is branch PL account, and these PL accounts are all head office PL accounts, general profit and loss account. So, this will be the entry. If there is loss, this entry will be reversed, profit and loss account debited to branch account, and here it will be head office account debited to profit and loss account, that is in case of loss the reverse entry will be passed. At this stage, head office account in branch books and branch account in the books of the head office will show equal balances, because we have already done the reconciliation, adjusting entries, this profit entry, everything has been already passed. So, now in the books of the head office, the branch account if shows some debit balance, say 57,000 debit balance, then the head office account should also show 57,000. So far as the head office account is concerned, it will show a credit balance. If head office account is showing debit balance of 57,000, so far as the branch account is concerned, branch in the books of the branch, head office account will show a credit balance of 57,000. Only the side will differ, but the amount, the quantity, that will be the same, the amount will be always the same. Balance sheet of the head office will contain all assets and liabilities of both head office and branch. When the balance sheet will be prepared by the head office, they will not only mention their assets and liabilities, but also the assets and liability of the branch also. Balance of branch account will not appear in the head office balance sheet. If the balance of branch account will appear in the head office books, then these assets and liabilities of branch will not appear in the balance sheet, either of the two. So, it is convenient to write all the assets and liabilities of the branch along with the assets and liabilities of the head office, and no mention of the branch account will be there in this case. Now, we can open one in the books of the head office one branch account, and in the books of the branch one this trading and profit and loss account will have to be prepared, and then we have to prepare branch account in the books of the head office and head office account in the books of the branch. So, before going to the problem, let us close all the journal entries which are required to incorporate the branch trading and profit and loss account in the books of the head office. For debit side of the trading account, as opening stock, net purchases and direct expenses etc., the entry will be, let us write the incorporation entries. Head office and its branches are under the organization, the same organization. Therefore, all the assets and liabilities of the branch also belong to the head office. So, the head office should write its balance sheet by taking into consideration not only its own assets and liabilities, but also the assets and liabilities of the branch. So, all the entries, all the accounts will have to be transferred, because the branch will have to transfer, branch will have to give a copy of its own trading and profit and loss account and the balance sheet to the head office, and the head office now can incorporate this branch accounts affairs in its own books. So, the entries in the books of the head office will be, that is the branch trial balance or branch trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet items will have to be transferred to the head office, and that will be the incorporating entries. So, we are going to pass the incorporation entries in the books of the head office. First of all, for debit side items of the trading account, in the trading account of the branch there may be wages, there may be opening stock, all these items, carriage etc. So, we will make a total of all the debit side items appearing in the trading account. Trading account total, debit side total will have to be transferred by this entry, that is branch trading account debited to branch account. Branch trading account debited to branch account. Total of debit side items of branch trading account. So, this is the first entry to transfer the total of the debit side items of branch trading account. Similarly, for all the credit side items, that is sales etc., sales, closing stock etc., all these things will be totaled, and for the credit side total another entry will have to be passed, which is just the reverse of this. Number 2, branch account debited to branch trading account. This is with the total of credit side items of branch trading account. So, this is the second entry. Then there will be gross profit or gross loss. If there is gross profit, then branch trading account debited to branch PL account. For gross profit, branch trading account debited to branch PL account. Naturally, in case of gross loss, this entry will be reversed. What will be the entry? Branch PL account debited to branch trading account. This will be the entry for gross loss. So, either there will be gross profit or there will be gross loss. So, let us make it number 3 only. Then we will come to number 4 entry, that is for all the debit side items of the profit and loss account appearing in the branch PL account. Number 4 entry is for all expenses and losses appearing in the debit side of branch PL account. Here what will happen? We will add all the items appearing in the debit side of the branch PL account and take the total, and for that we will have to pass the entry branch PL account debited to branch account. Branch PL account debited to branch account. Similarly, for all the incomes and gains, that is rent received, etc., for all incomes and gains appearing in credit side of branch PL account, the entry will be just reversed, that is branch account debited to branch account debited to branch PL account. This will be the entry for incomes and gains appearing in the credit side of the branch account. Then there will be net profit or net loss. For the net profit or net loss, we will pass number 6 entry. If we have already prepared the branch PL account, it must be showing some net profit or net loss. If it is showing a net profit, what will be the entry? If profit is there, branch PL account debited to general profit and loss account. Branch PL account debited to general profit and loss account. But if there is no profit but loss, then for loss, net loss, we can reverse the entry, that is general profit and loss account debited to branch PL account. General PL account debited to branch PL account, just the reverse entry will be there. So, this is for net profit or net loss, and then only 2 things are remaining, that is the balance sheet. In the balance sheet there are 2 things, that is assets and liabilities, branch assets and branch liabilities. For that there will be 2 entries to incorporate the branch balance sheet. For incorporating the total assets of the branch, so branch assets account will have to be individually debited to branch account. What are the branch assets? We can write branch fixed assets account debited or branch furniture account debited, branch motor car account debited, branch cash account debited, to branch account. Suppose this is 40,000, this is 50,000, this is 10,000, we can take 1 lakh here. So, this will be for incorporating the assets of the branch, that is branch assets, and ultimately there will be one entry for incorporating the liabilities of branch. For incorporating branch liabilities. Similarly, the liabilities will be also individually credited and branch account will be debited. Branch account debited, to branch, suppose bills payable account, to branch outstanding expenses account, or to branch bank overdraft account. Whatever liabilities are there, that will be recorded. Branch bills payable suppose 5,000, branch expenses outstanding suppose 15,000, and branch overdraft account suppose 40,000. So, 60,000 will be debited to branch account. This will be branch account debited 60,000 to branch bills payable account 5,000, that is a liability, to branch outstanding expenses account 15,000, that is another liability, to branch bank overdraft account, that is another liability. All the liabilities individually and all the assets individually will have to be debited or credited. Liabilities will be credited and assets will be debited. So, this is all regarding to your independent branches. Thank you.